Welcome, everybody, to the OU Credit Union Arena for tonight's matchup of the Golden Grizzlies against the Toledo Rockets for Horizon League Women's Basketball right here on WXOU Sports. We thank you for joining us. Giovanni Moceri alongside Harjun Buttar on the call for today. And we got the Golden Grizzlies 4-4 overall on the season against the Toledo Rockets 5-2. Harj, give everybody a heads up as to what Oakland has been up to coming into this game and how they're going to be looking tonight.
Well, Oakland has struggled thus far. They just came off a win against a 1-5 Central Michigan team in which they had to fight from behind in the majority of the second half. So they're going to need to find a game where they have their groove in all phases of the game, offense, defense, and they can play a consistent game in both halves. The biggest thing for Oakland is just getting some points on the board. They're going to have to rely on the three-point shot because Toledo is one of the best paint defensive teams in the entire nation. So that's going to be Brooke Quarles-Daniels, and that's going to be Makai McCormick. You're going to see a lot of shots being taken by those two, and it's going to be super important that those two not only are efficient but are also effective, have a lot of volume of shots. Specifically, Quarles-Daniels, she's been shooting 14.3% from beyond the arc, and she was one of the best three-point shooters last year. She's going to need to find some sauce in her three-point shot, and she's going to need to make sure that she keeps knocking them down and play a big role for Oakland in this game.
Yeah, and they've been huge pieces to this team throughout this whole season. But against Central Michigan, that rough game that we're talking about, them having a bit of a slump. Brooke Quarles-Daniels, 3 of 12 from the field with only 8 points. Makai McCormick was 1 from 8 and only 7 points, most of them coming from free throws. So it's going to have to be those two players as the engines to this Golden Grizzlies machine for tonight against the Rockets. And Harj, give everybody a heads up. What are the Rockets looking like? Who are we welcoming into the arena tonight?
Yeah, Oakland's got their hands full with Toledo. They're on a 4-game win streak right now, and they notably beat the Michigan Wolverines, who Oakland, to put it lightly, fell short to. 39-80 was the final score in the Oakland game, but Toledo came out guns a-blazing and scored 69 to the Wolverines' paltry 46. This has been kind of the theme for the Toledo Rockets this game. They have played exceptional defense. Their overall defense are the 6th best three-point defense in the entire nation, in the entire MAC, but they are the best overall defense in the conference. So you're seeing a lot of the pressure come into the paint, and I think that they're going to force Oakland to take a lot of jumpers and a lot of threes. Look for Lockett for the Toledo Rockets to have an especially big game. She is the leader in both points, rebounds, and rebounds per game for the Toledo Rockets, and she's got Wired as basically her sidekick, shooting 38% from the field, but 37% from the three-point. So you're kind of seeing a lot of a theme with her as well, in that she takes a lot of three-point shots, and Oakland's going to have to tamp down on that. That's been a very prevalent struggle thus far for Oakland, defending the three, and I think that's going to be a huge factor in this game.
And it's going to be an exciting matchup for us tonight on WXOU Sports. We thank you for joining us. This broadcast is brought to you by the power of college radio. Sick of the same old songs on the radio? Looking for something fresh and exciting? Well, look no further than your local college radio station, like here at WXOU. It's where the magic happens and where undiscovered talent shines, and where you can tune into the next big thing in music, news, sports, and entertainment. So we thank you for tuning in to your college radio station, and action is soon to begin here in the OU Credit Union Arena. Teams are getting ready for a tip-off. Starting for the Golden Grizzlies is Alexis Johnson, Miriam Abizam, Makai McCormick, Brooke Quarles-Daniels, and Linda Von Schaik. For the Toledo Rockets, we got Nan Garcia. We have Kiara Goss. We have of course, Quenisha Lockett. We have number 33, Sammy McConowitz, and
Sophia Wired.
And Sophia Wired, number 2 for the Toledo Rockets. Thank you very much, Harj.
Of course.
And tonight is, of course, Ugly Holiday Sweater Night here in the OU Credit Union Arena. The Grizz himself is dressed in his festivities. He's got a Santa suit on right now. The coaching staff of the Golden Grizzlies, they're decked out as well as some of the athletic staff around the arena. The pep band is getting ready to go. The pom-poms are flying from the Oakland University dance team. And we're awaiting action here in the arena. A bit of a clock issue that's been prevalent almost throughout most of the season here at the arena. So we're just waiting for some technical issues to be resolved before we get to action here on the blacktop between the Golden Grizzlies and the Toledo Rockets right here on WXOU Sports. And while we have a moment, let me remind you to go and subscribe to WXOU Sports on YouTube, where you can find the full broadcast of games like these, as well as highlights, interviews, and episodes from some of our sports shows on WXOU. Just search up WXOU Sports on YouTube and be sure to hit subscribe.
Just before we begin, it was commencement here at Oakland this weekend, and they still have some of the banners and some of the drapery up from the graduations. And honestly, it provides a different atmosphere to the arena that we haven't seen at all.
And it appears to begin the game, a technical foul has been assessed to Oakland University, starting the game off with 2 free throws for Toledo. Sophia Wired made the first one, and it looks like now we're going to be getting into action here. Toledo already up 1-0 before the clock even started.
I've never seen that before. I'm not going to lie.
We're looking around, some confusion here on the media bench. PA announcer Kevin Beers is quite confused. And I don't know if he got the full briefing on what happened. We're getting an explanation here from the referee for tonight's match, the referee crew. And here for tip-off will be Miriam Abizam and Quenisha Lockett.
I think it was a clock foul, Giovanni, and I think Oakland was assessed that a little bit early on.
It appears the technical foul was due to the buzzer.
Oh, the buzzer.
Being an error here. So it looks like the conditions in the arena costing some points here. As action has begun here in the OU Credit Union Arena. Underneath the basket is Goss. Takes over to the right corner. The Rockets have come out flying. They send it to the close swing. 3-point shot from Goss is good. And Toledo, with 15 seconds off the clock, is already up by 3.
Well, I think we're starting to see what Toledo's offense is going to look like. A lot of motion-based.
Markai McCormick at the top of the key for 3. Rolls off the right side and is now back into the hands of the Rockets. It is wired against Van Schaik. And now pass in the middle underneath the basket. Garcia couldn't get the shot up against Abizam. And there's a rebound for the Golden Grizzlies. For Quarles Daniels, 2-pointer, jump shot, no good. Almost stomped on by the defender. As the Rockets are here to hustle. Lockett finally with it at the top of the key. And it's going to be wired to direct traffic. 17 on the shot clock. Pass in the paint. It's to Goss against Quarles Daniels. Trying to get around and does so from the right to the left with the left hand around Quarles Daniels.
I think that's what they call, Giovanni, a tough bucket.
Tough bucket indeed. Toledo up 5-0. 8:45 on the clock as the Golden Grizzlies have it. It's Brooke Quarles Daniels in the near wing, waiting for motion from their team. Van Schaik in the close corner. Takes it baseline. Backing her way into it. Loses control of the ball, but maintains possession. Abizam in the paint. On the left side against Garcia will make it for the Golden Grizzlies to start their scoring.
Yeah, nice job by Quarles Daniels to facilitate the offensive attack there.
Rockets have it again. It's Wired taking it to the free throw line. Trying to get a bounce pass inside to Garcia. Gets it, and the layup included. 7-2. Toledo up by 5.
Well, we've seen how good Toledo can be in their paint defense, but it seems like they're getting some working on the other end as well.
Quarles Daniels with it again, near wing. Dribbling around. Whips it all the way to Alexis Johnson in the far wing for 3. And that's good for Alexis Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, great job by Oakland to get it open and make Toledo pay for it.
Toledo has it baseline. Lockett with the jump shot, no good. And Van Schaik takes it in a hurry. And it looks like Sammy McConowitz is still down on the other end of the court as Markai McCormick fires a 3 from the far corner. But we still have McConowitz down underneath the opposite basket.
I think she got tied up there and maybe twisted her ankle. I don't want to catch aspersions. That's not what we do here on WXOU.
Either way, the look on her face is that of pain. And with the score 8-7 with 7:25 on the clock, officials We'll discuss the previous play.
But give credit to Oakland's hustle. I mean, they were down 7-2, and now they've scored 6 straight points. They've starting to find their offense against what is a formidable Toledo D.
And Makanowitz gets up under her own power. Definitely shaken up as she heads to the sideline. And we'll take a break here on WXOU Sports. After this media timeout, it's 8-7. Golden Grizzlies up by 1 with 7:25 on the clock. We'll be right back on WXOU Sports. Welcome back, everybody, to WXOU Sports for tonight's matchup of the Golden Grizzlies and the Toledo Rockets of women's basketball. And it looks like the technical foul that was assessed to Oakland due to the buzzer malfunction, it looks like they resorted to an air horn now. So be prepared, prepare your ears for an air horn throughout the game. But it's the Golden Grizzlies up by 8-7 with 7.5 left to go in the first quarter. Toledo now has it. Garcia at the far wing. Bounce pass over to Lockett. Back inside to Garcia. Battling through Abizum. And a travel called on Garcia.
Yeah, I mean, Ibizum, the way she positioned her body, she completely took away any avenues for Goss to get a good look in the paint.
Markai McCormick will inbound it for the Golden Grizzlies to Van Schaik. Van Schaik looking to carry it across the court. We'll bring it back to Markai McCormick. Alexis Johnson near wing. Whips it all the way to the opposite corner to Quarles Daniels, who cuts inside. Loses the ball to Goss for Toledo, and they bring it across. Wired with it. Fakes the shot. We'll hand it off to Lockett. Lockett looking for an open spot. She takes baseline. Whips it all the way out to the far wing. And the play will be blown dead before.
And it's going to be a foul, a charging foul on Lockett.
And that will give it right back to the Golden Grizzlies.
One thing I'm seeing a lot of for Oakland is their ability to get back on defense quickly. We didn't really see that a lot against Detroit Mercy, Purdue Fort Wayne, or Central Michigan. And it seems like that's been a focal point of the practices so far.
And we see the return of Makanowitz for Toledo. Van Schaik with it on the far sideline. Ditches it to Quarles Daniels. She'll take it out towards the arc. Who will give it to Van Schaik in the far wing for three, and it's good for Linda Van Schaik.
Yeah, Linda's really reliable from beyond the arc. She's going to be a stalwart for Oakland's offense.
And Toledo got to the basket in a hurry in transition, couldn't make it, and gives it right back to the Golden Grizzlies with momentum. Markai McCormick in the close corner. Will now bring it out to Alexis Johnson, sweeping across. Right side of the basket, inside to Abizum. Abizum looking for an opening. Couldn't get one. And that's going to be a whistle blown for a traveling violation on Abizum to return it to the Rockets.
Yeah, it seemed like a good play was developing there. And against a defense, a paint defense like Toledo's, that's really hard to do.
Wired will get it going for the Rockets. She takes it to the basket, loses possession of it before getting the shot up, and it will return it to the Golden Grizzlies. We've seen it change hands a few possessions back and forth now, with the score frozen at 11-7 with 5:56 on the clock of the first quarter. Alexis Johnson with it to Quarles Daniels at the top. Finds an open Van Schaik again for three. Off the heel. Can Oakland rebound it? They cannot, and it's back to the Rockets. Makanowitz with it. Play call from Wired. Wired sweeps it across to Makanowitz. Now to Renat. Now to Lockett. On the inside is Makanowitz, surrounded by Golden Grizzlies. Can't get the pass off, intercepted by Oakland.
Yeah, that press is working its magic right now.
Oakland finds a touchdown pass over to Quarles Daniels for the layup in transition. Lockett roughed up on that play. Hobbling on 1 foot. Lockett, leading scorer and rebound for the Toledo Rockets, 17.4 points per game and 6.7 rebounds a game, is now slowed to get up and is now on the shoulders of the coaching staff. This does not look good for Quenisha Lockett. She'll head to the sideline.
That's especially bad considering she's been Toledo's mainstay on offense. She's been their star player. You never want to see that happen.
13-7, Oakland with the lead. 5:17 in the first quarter. And we're seeing a substitution for the Golden Grizzlies. Kiani Westbrook in now for the Golden Grizzlies.
We're seeing remnants of Toledo's game against Cincinnati where they were getting a lot of good looks, but they just couldn't finish at the rim.
Rockets now with it. It's Wired. Wired to Renat, number 30 for the Rockets. Corner was collapsed quickly by the Golden Grizzly defense. Cook now with it inside. Passes it over to Goss on the baseline. Bounce pass looking for Mekanowicz. And it is taken away by Oakland. Alexis Johnson for three. Alexis Johnson gets it from the far sideline. 16-7, Oakland lead over Toledo. Alexis Johnson with the press defense as Toledo takes it across. Renat with it, will bring it to the opposite side. Wired for three, can't make it, too much. And Quarles Daniels racing to the other basket. Passes it to Kiani Westbrook. Can she get the ball up? She can't before it is knocked out of bounds by Toledo.
It's just been a common theme with Kiani Westbrook. As soon as she gets in the paint, any defense, no matter if it's Detroit Mercy, Central Michigan, or Toledo, just collapses on her and just continues to press her in the paint and takes away any opportunities, which shows how much they respect her paint game.
And speaking of paint game, Hannah Novoroski enters the game, 6'5" from Michigan City, Indiana. Alexis Johnson with a close corner, takes it inside, brings it to the opposite corner of Linda Van Schaik. She takes baseline. Floater blocked and is taken back by Toledo. Wired carries it across. Looking for Renat for three. Needed a little bit more on it. Toledo keeps it. But a jump ball through the effort between Novoroski and now Maddie Skorupski, who's entered the game for the Golden Grizzlies.
Well. Seems like Oakland's kind of found their rhythm here.
And the arrow will point towards Oakland as they'll get the inbound from the jump ball. 16-7, 3:56 in the first quarter here. Oakland in control so far. Alexis Johnson will carry it across to Quarles Daniels at the top. Back to Alexis Johnson. She takes the baseline and a bounce pass looking for Kiani Westbrook. Thought it was tipped by Toledo, but it wasn't, and it will return to the Rockets.
Yeah, again, great play, bad execution.
And on the inbound, whistle was blown as it looks like Goss was trying to handle it. I'm not sure what the call was. Looks like Quarles Daniels fouled Goss as she was trying to take it across half court, and I will return it back to the Rockets. Far corner, it's Goss. Goss will kick it out to the top, and then it makes its way around to Wired on the close. And then it enters the paint, and no good for Novoroski, as Oakland will take it back. McCormick with it at the arc. Brings it to Alexis Johnson. And there goes Kiani Westbrook. Banged up. Trying to stretch the calf as she limps off to the sideline. Something's been snake bitten about this game for both teams.
Absolutely. I mean, especially on that end, we've seen Lockett go out, and then we've seen Westbrook go out in basically like hobbling fashions.
Westbrook's in a lot of pain right now, as both Westbrook and Van Schaik substituted out. It's going to be Mary McBeasem and Kennedy Montu on the floor for the Golden Grizzlies, along with McCormick and Skorupski.
It's a curious little stat for you, Joe. The Oakland Golden Grizzlies have held Toledo scoreless for about 5 minutes in this game.
And an almost fumbled possession stays with the Golden Grizzlies before a travel violation will end the possession for the Golden Grizzlies.
You're just trying to do too much there, and you're trying to make some moves that, because honestly, that's what happens when you have a really good paint defense. You take one too many steps, you take one too many moves, and you call for the travel.
The score remains 16-7, just over 3 to go in the first quarter. Mekanowicz passes it to Wired. Wired will take it to the cup and makes it to get the offense going again for the Toledo Rockets. 16 now to 9, just under 3 to go in the first quarter. Markai McCormick at the top, waiting for motion. Hands it off to Skorupski, then over to Montu. Montu at the top, waiting for motion from her teammates. Takes it to the left side. Well, back to the basket. Ball almost stolen. Montu keeps it. Corner three for Alexis Johnson. Too much on it, and it will land out of bounds.
I think she was surprised it was that wide open. Got the height, just didn't have the proper distance.
Lukanowicz on the inbound. Now Goss will bring it to Novoreski. Launches a pass over to Renaud. Now back into the paint to Novoreski against Miriam Abizam. And a foul called on Abizam on the defense.
Really hard to take a 5 with the size of Novoreski one-on-one, and she's good at drawing those fouls. And credit to Abizam for keeping her contained on what is essentially the left side of that paint.
6'5" is a lot to guard, as Novoreski will be awarded free throws in the effort. Score still 16-9, 2:15 in the clock for the first quarter. First shot is up, rolls in from the front, and Toledo has reached double digits. Second one awarded. Center gets ready for the shot. Up and in. 2 for 2 from the stripe. And that will make it now 16-11. Golden Grizzlies struggling to get across half court. Montiel looking for some open space. Finds Quarles Daniels. Quarles Daniels looking for some open space. Will reset at the top. Sweeps it across to Van Schaik. She takes it inside. Kicks it back out to Markaya McCormick. With 10 on the shot clock. Golden Grizzlies looking for an opening. Quarles Daniels will take it into the paint. Surrounded by Rockets. Can't get the shot up. And a hard fall down for Quarles Daniels. Three-pointer for Toledo. Unsuccessful. Lands out of bounds. And it will remain with Toledo. A lot going on here on the blacktop, as the score is still 16-11. 1:38 to go in the first.
Yeah, I mean, Toledo's kind of found their way back into this game. They've scored 4 unanswered points, and they've played really clean offense.
And Novoreski bounce passing it over to Wired. Wired takes it to the cup, runs into plenty of Golden Grizzlies, falls down onto the blacktop, and is awarded free throws in the effort.
They're making a concerted effort to take away the paint game, because you've seen when Novoreski is on the floor, when Wired is on the floor, they drive to the paint, and that's how they're scoring a lot of their buckets. But I think Oakland's going to start to take a little bit more of a concerted effort, maybe commit more people to the paint to take away those opportunities.
And Wired makes the first free throw as Oakland substitutes in Jasmine Dubree-Hebert for Markaya McCormick. Second shot is up. Second shot is good. And the game is now within 3. Oakland 16, Toledo 13. With a minute and a half to go in the first quarter. Van Schaik will carry it across the half. Goes to Quarles Daniels, the point guard. Sweeps it to Dubree-Hebert over in the corner. She'll take it to the center. Kick it out to Kennedy Montiel. 10 on the shot clock. She takes it to the cup, right side. Can't get the shot in before a foul is assessed on Goss for Toledo.
Yeah, credit to her for seeing that lane and took it. It was a weird angle, so I think it was a little off. Came off the cup close to her, but drew the foul anyway so that she can get some of those points back.
And Weaver will substitute in for Goss for Toledo, and Van Schaik will be substituted out for Madison Royal Davis. First shot is up. First shot is good for Kennedy Montiel. 17-13, 1:13 to go in the first. Second shot incoming. Up and in. 2 for 2 for Kennedy Montiel. Rockets with it. Lukanowicz almost lost the pass as she was carrying it across half court.
And it's going to be a foul on Madison Royal Davis there.
18-13 in the first. Renaud will inbound it for Toledo. Over to Wired, who's guarded by Dubree-Hebert. Hebert keeping it close. We'll give it to Novoreski. Launches all the way across to Lukanowicz for 3. Off on the right. Bounces out of bounds. Stays in, and Oakland has it. And will carry it across half court. Less than a minute to go in the first quarter. In the corner. Looking for Jasmine Dubree-Hebert in the corner. Swatted out by Renaud as it slams against the front row seats.
Yeah, just got her hand in there like a kid in a cookie jar.
That'll reset the possession for Oakland. 23 on the shot clock, 46.9 to go in the quarter. Debris Heber kicks it out to Quarles Daniels. Quarles Daniels will make her way around to the close side. Fakes baseline, takes it up, kicks it out to three. Debris Heber fakes the three, can't find an opening. 9 on the shot clock. They'll send it to Royal Davis, cuts inside, brings it back out to Quarles Daniels. They need to get a shot up. 2-1. Rebounded by Toledo from the shot from Quarles Daniels. 19 to go in the first quarter. Clock is ticking. Rockets have it. In the paint, looking for Garcia. Pass is just a little bit too strong as it flew past. 6 foot Garcia, the senior from Jeffersonville, Indiana.
Credited again to Miriam Abizam going one-on-one with Toledo's 5 and taking away the paint game.
Less than 5 to go. Shot is up by Quarles Daniels. Fumbling and put around. And Jasmine Debris Heber will get one last shot at it before the clock shuts. And a last second shot by Abizam will be called no good.
I don't think she got it off before the buzzer.
I didn't think so either, and that's what they called right away. And it looked to be correct. I think they're going to review that one just to be sure as the quarter comes to an end with a score of 18-13. Oakland up by 5 against the Toledo Rockets. This game is looking to be close, very physical in the middle there.
Yeah.
With Toledo having some very tall players over there in the paint, and they can substitute them in and out as well.
But you're also seeing how violent it's becoming. A lot of players, Keani Westbrook, Lockett, have gone down to injury, and it's credit to both teams for playing physical. But that's the toll it takes on your body and on your scheme.
And we will continue to the second quarter after this break on WXOU Sports. We'll be right back. The Golden Grizzlies up by 5, 18-13 over Toledo. Welcome back, everybody, to the OU Credit Union Arena. It's WXOU Sports for women's basketball. Oakland against Toledo. And after the first quarter, Oakland up 18-13 against the Toledo Rockets as we get right back into action there. A three-pointer from Wired on Toledo's side will fall out of bounds, and a foul will be assessed to Oakland's number 21, Madison Royal Davis.
Yeah, looks like she said, oopsie.
she knew what happened.
She knew what happened.
But after this first quarter, we mentioned in the pregame, Quenisha Lockett, huge piece for the Toledo Rockets.
Absolutely.
Leading scorer, leading rebounder, huge point of this team, went down in the first quarter early.
Yeah, well, you never want to see that happen, and we wish her the best. And it seems like that's made an impact on this game. I mean, Oakland hasn't had the best of success from beyond the arc, and she's one of the best three-point shooters on the team. And Oakland has held Toledo to 0 for 4 from the 3, and I think that's a huge part of why Oakland is currently winning this game.
And a foul for the three-point shot on Wired. First one missed, second one made, third one incoming. Shot is up. Shot is good. 2 for 3 from the line for Sophia Wired. Score now 18-15. Oakland still with the lead. Oakland looking to get across half court. Press defense from Toledo. Debris Heber will give it to the corner of Alexis Johnson. All the way across to the far wing is Kennedy Montu looking for a pass. 13 on the shot clock. Quarles Daniels has it on the corner. She'll take it inside. Over to the left side. Dumps it off to Miriam Abizam. Can't get the connection, and it's taken back now by Toledo. Goss has it, far side. Takes it to close. It's McConowitz. Shot up in the paint by Garcia, no good. And Oakland dodges the points off transition or off turnover as they return to their scoring half of the court. Entry pass to Abizam. Looking for a kick out somewhere.
Looks like it's going to be a foul.
A foul on number 33, that's going to be McConowitz for Toledo. Off-ball foul, I couldn't see exactly what happened.
Yeah, it seems like maybe it was like a blocking foul.
But that will return possession to the Golden Grizzlies as Renat will substitute in for McConowitz for Toledo. 18-15, 8:58 in the second quarter here. Inbound pass to Montu, now to Debris Hebert. Hebert will take it to Montu for three. Just a little right. Bounces up, and Toledo now has it. They're rumbling over to the other side. Garcia with it, fakes a three-point shot, looking for a pass. Open corner three, not taken. Intercepted by the Golden Grizzlies.
Yeah, telegraphed that pass, and Alexis Johnson saw it all day.
Slowing down the transition. Hand off to Quarles Daniels. Oakland up by three. Quarles Daniels and the Golden Grizzlies look to extend it. Alexis Johnson in the corner. Can't find a shot. Will give it all the way to the other end to Debris Hebert. Takes a three, just off and rebounded by the Golden Grizzlies before a foul is called on number one, Garcia. Yep.
Yeah, that's, again, the physical aspect of this game is coming into effect here. You're seeing a lot of attention on Miriam Abizem, on Kiani Westbrook, and on Alexis Johnson, some of the big players for Oakland.
And it looks like Jessica Cook will substitute in for the Rockets as Oakland continues their offensive possession. Alexis Johnson now with it, cuts inside, and a travel called on Alexis Johnson.
Ooh. Seemed like she stopped and started to pivot. I don't agree with that one, but again, we're not refs, so we defer to them.
We wear headsets, not stripes, Harj. Unfortunate as it may be.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate.
Score is still 18-15, 8 minutes, 10 seconds on the clock for the second quarter. And Toledo being pressed. It's Wired against Alexis Johnson and Jasmine Debris Hebert. Wired, all she could do was slam the ball against the leg of Debris Hebert to send it out of bounds and reset.
I don't like to do this, but it seems like they are taking elements of the Campy zone because they are pressuring along the sideline and they are, taking away those passing lanes, which is exactly what the zone is designed to do.
Cross now with it for Toledo. Now in the corner, entry pass for Cook. Cook working against Van Schaik. Layup is good. And we are now within one, 18-17, 7:45 on the clock.
Oakland's got to wake up their offense a little bit. It's gone pretty dormant here in the second quarter.
Quarles Daniels at the top, guarded by Renat. Entry pass over to Abizem. High jump to get it. Fakes the handoff to Van Schaik. Ball is intercepted, and Renat has it. It's a track meet over to the basket. Renat couldn't get the ball handled as she went up for the layup. Quarles Daniels had a hand in it to prevent the score in transition. And we now see the return of Kiani Westbrook to the court, as well as Markiah McCormick subbing out for Debris Hebert and Abizem.
Good to see that the physicality of the game hasn't taken Kiani Westbrook out of it.
McCormick with it, guarded tightly by McConowitz. Play call received from acting coach Deanna Richard. Entry pass to Westbrook, looking for an open pass. Golden Grizzlies got to keep moving. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Less than Van Schaik underneath the basket. No good, but was fouled.
Yeah, drew the foul there. Good job by Linda Van Schaik. Kind of outmatched in the paint there, but that's going to be part and parcel by Toledo's phenomenal paint defense. So if you can continue to draw those fouls and go to the line and continue to get your points either there or from jumpers, that's going to be a recipe for success. Did I just say recipe?
I think so. 18-17 is the score. Giovanni Moceri alongside Elmer Fudd for WXOU Sports. First shot's no good for Linda Van Schaik. 7 minutes in the half left. Linda Van Schaik will take her second free throw. Shot is up. Shot is good. And the game is now within two, 19-17. And the Rockets take it. Wired will take it all the way herself before knocking over Van Schaik and being called on the offensive foul.
Yeah, they're adjusting their game plan now with those quick passes to avoid getting trapped. And I think Oakland's going to have to start taking either some evasive measures if they want to continue to play this style of defense, or they're going to have to adjust it, which doesn't really go over well when Oakland does change their defense.
They're not making any of it easy. Swarmed is Quarles Daniels, able to keep it in play. Alexis Johnson sweeps it all the way to Van Schaik for three, just off the heel. McConowitz with the rebound to bring it back with Toledo. Renard, entry pass over to Cook, swatted away by Kiani Westbrook, and will stay with Toledo.
But again, just trying to take away the momentum that Toledo's building right now was really, really important. Credit to Kiani Westbrook for the smart move.
Inbound by Wired. Over to Renard. Entry pass looking for Cook again. Kiani Westbrook is there again. Keeps it inbound. Surrounded. Throws it at Cook's feet as it just slowly rolls out of bounds.
Yeah.
The ball lost all of its momentum as soon as it hit her ankles.
Made good care not to get her feet touched on that as well.
And it was done successfully as Oakland will keep possession of it. 19-17 still the score. 6:25 in the half.
Well, this is a different set of Kiani Westbrook than we've seen from games past.
Waiting for play to resume. Some conversation between the officials. Actually, no conversation, just waiting. The thumbs up from the referee. We'll continue play. Thank you very much, official. Oakland now with it. Alexis Johnson has some open court before being swarmed by Rockets. Markiah McCormick will take it to the right side. Floater is good for Markiah McCormick.
Yeah, just continue to rely on McCormick's efficiency from all over the court. And yeah.
Feels like it's been a while since we've seen a field goal made here in this game. It's all been free throws for a little while. And Wired surrounded by Golden Grizzlies again. That press defense and that trap is very
working.
prevalent.
It's working its magic right now. And Oakland seems to be happy with that, so looks like they got the ball back.
They got the ball back. A timeout is called with the score 21-17. Golden Grizzlies with the lead at home in the arena. We'll take a break here for the mid-quarter break on WXOU Sports. We will return to action soon. Welcome back, everybody, to WXOU Sports for women's basketball as the Oakland Golden Grizzlies are up 21-17 over the visiting Toledo Rockets at the OU Credit Union Arena. 5:56 remains in the first half, and the air horn sounds, which means we are getting soon back to action. Giovanni Moceri alongside Harjun Buttar with Logan Pizzurro in the studio. We thank you very much for tuning in to WXOU Sports.
Yeah, and it's been a good game so far. Not exactly what we had expected going into this. We thought Toledo was going to be ahead at this point, let's just say, because that defense just works wonders. They beat a Big Ten team by limiting the amount of points that they got. But credit to Oakland for doing their film, doing their research, and coming out in a big way in this first half.
And Toledo will start possession out of the timeout here. And wrestling for the ball is Alexis Johnson and Jessica Cook. A jump ball will be called. And it looks like Oakland will maintain possession through the jump ball as Markiah McCormick gets ready to inbound it for the Golden Grizzlies. And Harsh, back to what we were saying about what we were thinking about going into this game with Toledo beating Michigan 69-46 and Oakland having their struggles against Michigan earlier in the season. We thought this was going to be a much different game, but the Golden Grizzlies have held in.
Well, I think one of the biggest things is Oakland's roster has needed some time to kind of adjust to the level of play that teams like Purdue, Fort Wayne, and Detroit Mercy bring. And you would think going into the Chrysler Center and into the Breslin Center that those would provide good opportunities. But if you don't show out well, I mean, they just completely destroy your confidence. And we just haven't seen them play same level competition effectively like we have against Central Michigan and Toledo.
And the Rockets are back with it. Goss in the corner for three. Will bring it now within one, 21-20. With just over 5 to go in the half. Golden Grizzlies need to pick up the offense before Toledo catches up to them.
Seems like it was a two-pointer.
They corrected the scoreboard. 21-19 to go. Markiah McCormick with it. Right side baseline. Gets it all the way to Van Schaik, who cuts inside from the left side. Can't get the shot up, but it's rebounded by Kiani Westbrook. Kicked out to Alexis Johnson. Shot clock winding down for three, and Alexis Johnson nails it.
Continues to show why she is Deanna Richards' favorite right now on the court.
24-19. And an open pass to Goss, who was wide open underneath the basket, was thrown overboard by Hannah Novoroski. That will return it back to the Golden Grizzlies. as Quarles Daniels will carry it up against Goss. Entry pass to Westbrook. Westbrook in the middle, looking for a bounce pass somewhere. Takes the dribble, kicks it out to Van Schaik, who will give it back. Handoff under baseline. Van Schaik with the left hand underneath. Couldn't get the layup, and it's rebounded by Toledo. Goss against McCormick underneath the basket. Euro step. And just rattles out, and it's rebounded by Keani Westbrook.
Unfavorable bounce there.
If you're Toledo, that one was just a heartbreaker. It was a one-on-one underneath the basket. The Euro step was used well and just barely rolls out of bounds.
Yeah.
Or, excuse me, rolls out of the basket, off the rim. Ella Weaver will substitute back in for Toledo for McConowitz. Inbound to Goss, wide open jump shot is good for Toledo. 24-21.
Didn't know why Alexis Johnson didn't close out there.
Underneath the basket layup for Keani Westbrook. No good, and here comes Toledo again in transition. This time outnumbered, and Toledo will wait for the rest of the offense to gather. Wired with it, directing traffic. Pass over to Renat, and in the corner for Weaver. Weaver's three just rolls out.
Yeah, but you saw the problems that Oakland's three-point defense is encountering now, and this is kind of similar to the three-point defense we've seen in games previous.
Makai McCormick, left side baseline, back to the basket. Will take it underneath all the way to the corner to Van Schaik. She'll take a dribble around to Quarles Daniels. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Oakland needs to make a decision. Quarles Daniels' jump shot is good.
There's Quarles Daniels.
26-21. Oakland with a little bit of cushion now, up by 5 over the Rockets with 3 minutes to go in the half. And be sure to stick around as we'll have a halftime interview with assistant coach Crystal Davis of the Golden Grizzlies. So don't go anywhere. Renat will take the handoff for Toledo as Weaver has it, waiting to make a decision. Renat's wide open for three from Markai McCormick and Hannah Novorovsky. Basically tackle each other over at the three-point line. Both fall over. And it looks like that will be... It looks like Novorovsky will be called for the foul there. And that will reset over to the Golden Grizzlies. 26-21, 2:45 in the half.
Yeah, and one of the things I'm really interested to see is because Alexis Johnson has been so effective, you know that Toledo's going to probably pay a closer attention to her. And I want to know how, just how they're going to be able to work her into the game plan in the second half, because she is continuing to show why she gets the starting nod.
Janet Scheich in the corner, takes a dribble, kicks it out to Quarles Daniels. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Golden Grizzlies but got a hustle here. Quarles Daniels in the corner to Alexis Johnson for three. Just off the glass, back to the Rockets. With just over 2 to go, wide open as Weaver underneath the basket, hesitates and gets the layup and one.
Yeah, that's just fast break offense there for Toledo, working its magic and forcing Oakland to press down and control that one-on-one, and it didn't work the way Oakland wanted it to.
Weaver will be awarded a single free throw in the offensive effort. 26-23 with 2:14 to go in the half. Oakland with a 3-point lead right now. This free throw could change that. Shot is up, shot is good, and we're within two. Quarles Daniels carries it across. Press defense from Toledo. Relief from Makai McCormick. She'll take it around. Jump shot. Rebounded by Garcia. And Wired will take it across half court. Traffic being directed. We're not with it. Almost stolen by Van Schaik. She'll take it to the cup. Right hand on the right side is good. And we're now at a tie game, not tied at 26. Oakland with a hustle. Quarles Daniels carries it all the way across to baseline. Taking it all herself. Kicks it out to McCormick. Hesitates on the three. Passes it to Van Schaik. Now in the middle is Abizam. Abizam back to the basket. Pivoting around. And a call will stop play as Markai McCormick was getting ready for a three. A foul on Oakland will bring it back to Toledo.
Now, Oakland seems to have sputtered out here in the late comings of this second quarter. Can't let that happen to a very, very good Toledo offense.
Yeah, Oakland scored 18 in the first quarter, and so far in the second, they've scored only 8. As McConowitz took the ball, and then Quarles Daniels will be called on the foul, but it looked like McConowitz backed into Quarles Daniels.
Yeah, just getting physical there, and it seems to be working against Quarles Daniels and not working in the way that she wants to at all.
Skorupski substituted in for the Golden Grizzlies for Quarles Daniels. Renat will inbound it for Toledo. Over to Wired. With 1:19 to go in the half. Toledo with it. Renat all the way to McConowitz on the far side. Looking for a pass. Wired fakes a 3 and is called on the travel.
And Wired is not happy with that. She seems to be questioning the ref pretty hard there.
He's looking around. It's like, where's the foul on me?
Who, me?
Skorupski inbounds it to Markiah McCormick. She carries it across half court. We got just over a minute to go in the half, tied at 26. Sweeps across to Van Schaik as she directs traffic to Skorupski. Skorupski with the dribble. Takes it to the right side. Finds opening underneath the basket. She gets the layup to get the lead back for the Golden Grizzlies.
Yeah, Linda Van Schaik probably faked that she wanted the ball, so she drew defenders off of her and allowed Skorupski to get a good lane to the bucket.
And Renat will be tripped up on her way across half court. Looks like a foul on Oakland.
Yeah, a little ball of fire there from McCormick, just trying to play physical from a guard position that's especially hard to do considering that Toledo has a lot of height on their team. But if Oakland can make it work effectively, I mean, you do you.
Renat on the line. The 6-foot guard from Israel. The transfer from Rhode Island. You see Weaver substituted in for Goss for Toledo before the free throw. Jasmine Dupree-Heber getting ready to be in for the Golden Grizzlies. First free throw is made, 28-27. 44.3 to go in the first half. As Toledo has been closing the gap throughout the entire second quarter. Second one does not go through. It remains Oakland up by 1.
I like the use of the bench, getting them minutes, trying to take away whatever Toledo has on the starters and giving new looks to this offense.
Skorupski surrounded by Rockets. Ball is taken away. Goss takes it and knocks over Van Schaik on her way to the basket. Shot was no good.
And it looks like it was a blocking foul on Linda Van Schaik.
That is correct, Harj. And that will send Goss to the line with a chance to tie and even gain a lead just before halftime for Toledo.
Yeah, free throws have been the difference. Toledo's taken 11 to Oakland's 4, and it's just when you play aggressive, you do tend to have your opponent go to the line a lot more than you'd like them to.
And that first free throw will tie the game at 28 with 23.9 to go in the half. Second free throw up and good. Toledo now with the lead. Just before halftime, Golden Grizzlies will have the ball and the shot clock will end the half. At 15 seconds, Dupree-Hebert sweeps it over to Skorupski. Back to Hebert for 3, just short. And Toledo will have it and most likely run out the clock. Or will they get one last shot in? They will not. A traveling call will stop it at 3.5 seconds.
It'll be interesting to see what Dina Richard draws up with this last 3.5 seconds to give Oakland a bucket.
Over all the way on the opposite baseline. There's not a lot of time. Skorupski with speed takes it. Last second shot just off on the left.
Almost with that one.
From downtown, almost had it. And the score will stay 29-28. Toledo with a 1-point lead at the last second of the half. Stay tuned. We'll have an interview with Crystal Davis to get her thoughts in the first half of this matchup of the Golden Grizzlies and the Toledo Rockets.
Yeah, it's just been a good half. I know that Oakland currently is losing, but you see the kind of pace that Oakland is setting. Hi, Coach. Can you hear me? Oh,
Yes, I can hear you.
perfect. Got a couple questions for you. You've talked a lot about aggressiveness over the last few games, and they have been playing aggressive this half. What is your plan for the second?
Stay aggressive. I think we're doing a really good job of pushing the pace to where we like to play at, and we're getting them on the boards, which is the big thing for us, and we're getting back in defensive transition and getting matched up quickly and stopping them.
Alexis Johnson's been a surprising point leader. She's gone 3 for 4 from 3. They're likely going to pay closer attention to her in the second half, but how do you kind of work her back into the game plan?
Ball movement. We're doing a really good job of sharing the basketball with each other. We're attacking off the bounce and looking to kick or skip opposite, and it's wide open for us right now.
Last thing, the paint D for Toledo has been phenomenal this season, but you guys have found ways to work it in the paint. How have you guys been doing that so effectively?
That's what we're good at. That's what we're really, really good at, is attacking off the bounce and creating for our other teammates that are on the floor. So we're just going to continue to do that.
Thank you so much, Coach. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
I think that's going to do it here for us. We're going to send it back to Logan Pizzurro for the halftime show. You're listening to 88.3 FM, WXOU.
The Golden Grizzlies down by 1 at the last second of the half, 29-28. We'll send it back to the studio for halftime, and we'll be right back to give you the second half of the story of the Golden Grizzlies and the Toledo Rockets on WXOU Sports.
You're listening to WXOU 88.3 FM. It is halftime here at Oakland University for your women's basketball team against the Toledo Rockets. Currently, OU's only down by 1, 28-29 here at the O Arena. We have Alexis Johnson shooting 9 of those points. She is the Oakland leader. And if we take a look at what's going on over the horizon with the rest of the Horizon League, the only other women's basketball game today was Western Michigan and Purdue Fort Wayne, where Western Michigan ended up taking that victory only by 2 points. 78-76. Be sure to join us tomorrow as your men's basketball team takes on Michigan State over at the Breslin Center. So be sure to tune in for that at 7 p.m. Thanks so much for tuning in. My name's Logan Pizzurro, and you're listening to WXOU 88.3 FM, Auburn Hills.
Welcome back, everybody, to the OU Credit Union Arena for tonight's matchup of women's basketball between the Oakland Golden Grizzlies and the Toledo Rockets. At the very last second of the half, Toledo took the lead, 29-28. Coming into the half now, the dynamic has changed from the first quarter to the second quarter. Giovanni Moceri alongside Harjun Buttar with Logan Pizzurro in the studio to bring you tonight's matchup. Harj, what have we seen in the first half? Catch everybody up.
Well, Oakland's been playing a lot more aggressive than they have in previous games. They started out like a rocket on offense in the first quarter, and then they just kind of cooled down, and it's come to their detriment because Toledo's gone to the line a lot, and they've tried to play their aggressiveness and match Oakland's intensity, and that's led to Oakland being down by 1 after being up by close to 7 at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, and the free throws that you mentioned, Oakland has only taken 4 shots from the free throw line, making 3 of 4. But Toledo has taken 13 and has made 11 of them, which is, in a game it's 29-28. That's just about a little less than half your points.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to play a pretty big role in what's gotten Toledo this lead is their ability to draw fouls and their ability to, kind of take away Oakland's intensity.
And the half will begin with an Oakland inbound from Markai McCormick to Brooke Quarles-Daniels, and we're back in action here for women's basketball. McCormick with it all the way to the other side to Linda Van Schaik. Little razzle-dazzle dribbling. Takes it to the middle. Pass looking for Miriam Abizam, but hit a rocket on the way out. It's going to stay with Oakland.
I don't think that Van Schaik saw Abizam was covered there because she went so hard into the paint that, it looked like Abizam was covered, and all of a sudden the defender stuck her hand out.
Inbound back to the Golden Grizzlies. Markai McCormick at the top. Moving to the inside, left of it. Bounce pass over to Van Schaik, who takes it and brings it to Miriam Abizam underneath the basket. Shot went off the bottom of the rim, and that'll be an offensive foul on Abizam. For correction, it's number 33, Sammy McConowitz.
Yeah,
Toledo called for the foul, and that's going to bring Abizam to the line.
Yeah, I was confused about that because it didn't seem like Abizam did anything egregious there.
First one's good to tie up the game at 21. Another free throw coming up for Miriam Abizum. One of the most senior Golden Grizzlies on the squad. Her and Kennedy Montu are now in their 3rd season with the Golden Grizzlies.
And you would hope that Dina Richard and when Jeff Tunde comes back, they're going to continue to rely on their upperclassmen for guidance and for points.
Ball lost on the offensive end for Oakland, but out of bounds was last touched by Toledo to reset the possession and give it back to Oakland.
You know, and talking to Coach Crystal Davis, this is one of the things that Oakland is good at, is creating turnovers and creating opportunities for Oakland to get points off those turnovers.
Oakland now with the ball. Ball is intercepted right away. A soft pass from Quarles Daniels is taken by McConowitz, taking it all the way to the scoring half. Bounce pass is intercepted by Alexis Johnson to undo the turnover. And we'll bring it back to the Golden Grizzlies. Markai McCormick at the three-point line, hesitates, goes inside.
And she took an extra step there, and Coach Dina Richards not happy with her.
Traveling violation will bring it back to the Toledo Rockets. McConowitz set to inbound. And it's looked a little sloppy so far coming out of the gate for this first half.
Yeah,
for the second half.
And given Toledo's proclivity for playing good defense, Oakland can't afford playing sloppy basketball.
Rockets back with it. Novorotsky will give it to Wired.
They're really trying to counter Oakland's press by getting these quick passes in.
McConowitz over to Wired. Underneath the basket is McConowitz. And McConowitz will get the scoring going and to get the lead back.
Yeah,
Toledo.
Oakland didn't close out fast enough, and McConowitz had enough space to work and got the bucket easy.
McCormick with it. Guarded by Renat. McCormick goes to her left side. Back to the basket. Goes baseline underneath. He's trying to get Alexis Johnson in the corner, but it was intercepted by McConowitz. And the Rockets will take it across. Corner 3 pump fake. We'll bring it into the paint to Novorotsky. Novorotsky will knock down Alexis Johnson on her way up for the layup.
And it looks like it's going to be a foul on Alexis Johnson. Yep.
It looks like that will be an and one for Novorotsky.
No, it's just a shooting foul.
Skorupski will be back on the blacktop for Markai McCormick for the Golden Grizzlies as Novorotsky gets ready for her free throws.
Yeah, the MSU Walken had a great game against Central Michigan, had an especially electric second half. Hopefully she can replicate some of that here in this game.
First free throw made. Toledo now up by 2, 32-30. And the pep band, the pep band moves from their original positions. They're now in the middle of the student section to distract the free throw shooter, and it worked. Score stays 32-30. Toledo still with the lead. Oakland looking to tie or gain the lead with this possession. Quarles Daniels goes inside, kicks it out to Van Schaik, pumps the three, goes inside herself. Couldn't get the layup after being double teamed by the Rockets.
And it's going to be a foul on Hannah Novorotsky.
Substitutions. Cook will come in for Novorotsky. Linda Van Schaik is on the stripe for her free throws.
She has a chance to kind of dent into this Toledo lead right now.
Shot is up. Shot is no good off the heel and at the command of someone shouting in the crowd.
Say this is probably the best game Oakland's played in the last 5. Considering how good of a team Toledo is, they've been able to match their energy and they've been able to kind of keep them at bay.
And neither free throw made by Van Schaik will keep the score at 32-30 as the Rockets will begin their offense. Wired with it, distributing the play call at the top. Guarded by Alexis Johnson. Bounce pass almost intercepted, intended for Renat. McConowitz in the paint, surrounded, can't get out. And there'll be a traveling call on McConowitz.
Yeah, that press just making Toledo frantic, drawing those turnovers. And this is now where Oakland has to kind of take advantage of these turnovers because they really haven't here in this second half.
Score remains 32-30, 7:30 in the third quarter. Quarles Daniels with it now in the far wing. Moves around a screen by Abizum. We'll give it to Abizum in the middle. Back to the basket. Turns around. Going up for the shot, but it was taken away by Jessica Cook. And Toledo will maintain possession of the ball.
To add insult to injury, Abizum was called for the travel. So just tight defense by Jessica Cook and an inability to keep the feet planted.
As the Rockets have it, quickly bring it to the offensive end. Goss had it, pass batted out of bounds. That will reset the possession for the Rockets. Wired set to inbound. Does so to McConowitz, who takes it to the paint underneath the basket. Right-handed layup, no good. On the ground now as it rolls out.
And looks like it's going to stay with Toledo.
Looks like it. Toledo will maintain possession. Wired will retry the inbound. Take it in now to Cook at the top. Then back to McConowitz. Inside is Goss. Couldn't get the shot up again before the whistle. No basket, and that will be a foul on Maddie Skorupski.
Yeah, I mean, Toledo's moving the ball with such effectiveness that they're just causing Oakland to kind of crash down, and drawing these fouls has really been the determinant of this game.
And Wired with it. We'll take it to the right side, kick it all the way to the left corner, and then out to Goss, who fakes the three, goes inside for the two-point jumper, does not make it, and will return it to the Golden Grizzlies. Quarles Daniels on the touchdown pass. Kick it all the way to Alexis Johnson for three. Just off the front rim, rebounded by the Rockets. Cook was able to get the first hand on it and is knocked over by Kiani Westbrook.
The paint D and the rebound game for Toledo has been another determinant in this game because Oakland just really hasn't gotten those rebounds and those putbacks opportunities.
And Toledo will be ready to inbound. McConowitz with the inbound, takes it to Wired. Now at the top to reset the possession. Wired will give it to McConowitz, looking for a pass. Toledo in no rush. They'll sweep it across. Direction of traffic by Wired. Will give it to McConowitz at the top. Now to the, was looking for Cook on the baseline underneath the basket. Batted out of bounds by Oakland. And with 11 seconds on the shot clock, the Rockets will resume their offensive possession.
Oakland's been on defense too long in this game.
And Alexis Johnson with the stolen pass to bring it back to Oakland. Quarles Daniels with it. Gives it to Kiani Westbrook in the paint. Can she get the shot up? She can to tie the game.
There's the physicality that we've been missing from Kiani Westbrook, and it's on full display right now.
32 tied with 6 minutes in the third quarter. Close corner was Goss. Faked the three. Will bring it back out to the top to Wired. Guarded by Skorupski. Moves around a screen. Skorupski still on her. She takes it baseline, kicks it out for three, makes it for Toledo. It was Goss in the corner.
Yeah, too many Oakland players taking up too little space. Just left of the corner three wide open there.
Toledo 41.7 from the field. And the Oakland will return to offense. Maddie Skorupski stops on a dime, gives it to Kiani Westbrook in the paint. Layup is too much. And we'll be back to Toledo. Renat stops for three, gets the three.
Yeah, it seemed like they had a man on Renat, but that kind of fizzled away, and Renat had an open three there.
Score now 38-32 with less than 5 to go in the corner. Quarles Daniels pass is stolen by Renat. Couldn't keep it in bounds. That was a heads-up play by Renat.
Two bing threes there have really changed the dynamic of this game, and Oakland just hasn't been able to respond on offense, and this is now when they need it the most, Joe.
Score now 38-32, a little less than 5 to go in the third quarter. We're going to take a break here on WXOU. We'll bring you back to this matchup of the Golden Grizzlies and the Toledo Rockets on WXOU Sports. Welcome back, everybody, to the OU Credit Union Arena. We're 5 minutes into the third quarter of this matchup of the Oakland Golden Grizzlies and the Toledo Rockets. 38-32. Rockets with a 6-point lead and their largest of the game so far.
Absolutely, and I think now we've seen a third determinant in this game, which is the three-point shot, because Oakland was able to limit it in the first half, but now Toledo's gone 2 for 2 from beyond the arc, and now they have a 6-point lead, and Oakland just needs to find some offense in order to respond.
Quarles Daniels aggressively in the paint with a turnaround jumper, no good, and will return it to Toledo. Wired with it against Alexis Johnson, picks up her dribble, and gets it back from a teammate. Wired now moves around the ball screen, now on Quarles Daniels, moves around another, feeds it to Cook. Cook in the paint, gets the left-sided layup to increase the lead to 8. Toledo up 40-32.
Completely lost her man there.
Quarles Daniels now with it to Van Schaik, sweeping across in the paint, but backs out. Skorupski now with it to Alexis Johnson for the bank shot to re-galvanize the Golden Grizzlies, 34-40.
Yeah, she's going to need to generate some offense. I mean, she's been kind of the focal point of this offense. She was in the first half, and let's see if she can continue to do that here in the later goings of this third quarter and hopefully in the fourth quarter as well.
And it looks like Oakland will get back the ball after some commotion at the baseline for the inbound. Skorupski will give it to Alexis Johnson. And Oakland gets another chance at it. Van Schaik from 3, dribble around the back, will bring it to the basket. Up in front, can't get it in. It was a sweet move, too. And Wired with it, one-on-one against Skorupski. Can't get the layup, but the foul is called. And that's going to be on Skorupski.
And another blocking foul there.
Oakland had a great opportunity to cut into the lead and get back in the game with that, basically that second chance at an offensive possession granted to them.
You're seeing the fast break that Toledo is playing with now off the rebound, and Oakland just hasn't been able to get their defense set properly.
And Wired at the free throw line makes the first one, amidst the distraction from almost the entire pep band making their way right underneath the basket, waving their trombones and brass instruments as the second one goes through for Wired, unfazed by the brass. Oakland now back on offense. Quarles Daniels pass over to Alexis Johnson. Sweeps across the Van Schaik, finds some open space inside. Kick it back out to Skorupski. Skorupski fakes a 3, takes baseline, bounce pass to Kiani Westbrook. Couldn't get the put in, couldn't get the hook shot to go. And the Rockets have it back on offense. Garcia was surrounded and knocked down as she received the pass at half court.
Yeah, they're calling a lot of fouls now in Oakland. That's Oakland's, I think, 5th foul, and Toledo's going to get them to the bonus. So they're going to need to be careful now because Toledo has gotten a huge chunk of their points from the line, and they're going to continue to do that now that they're in the bonus. They're going to continue to force Oakland to play a little more conservatively so that Oakland does not get fouls. But unfortunately, that leaves you wide open for the shot.
Toledo now with more free throws. Garcia this time taking them. The Golden Grizzlies, the dance team, the pep band, and Santa Grizz over there on the distraction. No match for Garcia's focus as she makes her first free throw. Second shot is up. Second shot is good. The Rockets are 15 of 18 from the free throw line. Oakland merely 5 of 8. 44-34. Toledo makes it 10 points as Oakland's back on offense. Van Schaik with it. Quarles Daniels takes it baseline. Bank shot, no good. Knocked down.
And she's going to draw the charge, too. A lot of bad shots for Oakland in this third quarter that have really cost them because, I mean, you haven't been able to get the offensive rebounds going, so you're going to need to knock down those shots.
Toledo now back with it. Wired the ball carrier, now to Goss. Goss faking going inside. Will pass it back out to Wired. Wired to Garcia, near wing. Looking for a pass, finds Wired wide open for 3. Off the front rim, rebounded by Linda Van Schaik.
No idea how she was that wide open.
Quarles Daniels now with it, found some space, kicked it back out to Van Schaik. She tries from three, and she makes it from three.
Yeah, great job by Linda Van Schaik there. She found it in transition, and Toledo wasn't close out properly.
44-37. 2:21 in the third quarter here. Toledo calling the timeout. This one will be a full timeout here, and it will be one for us as well on WXOU Sports. We're going to take a break here and get you back to action. 44-37, Toledo with the lead at the OU Credit Union Arena. Welcome back, everybody, to the OU Credit Union Arena on WXOU Sports. It's women's basketball, 44-37. Toledo leads the Oakland Golden Grizzlies. And this half has looked plenty different than we've seen the second quarter and even the first quarter.
Absolutely. I mean, just density of shots for Oakland just hasn't been there.
Rockets have it. Renaud will take it all the way to the opposite corner to Mikanovsky. Fired over to Mikanowicz. We got a lot of contact on the baseline there.
And it's going to be...
Yeah, Van Schaik will be called for the blocking foul there.
Yeah, and again, this is what we've been saying is Toledo's going to the line again, and it's hurting the Grizzlies a lot right now.
Sammy Mikanowicz will take free throws for the Rockets. First one's made. Sammy Mikanowicz, 5'10", senior from Rossford, Ohio, will take her second free throw. Up and rolls out to the right. Well done, dance team. Well done, pep band, and send to Grizz, as he's wearing a Santa costume tonight. Makai McCormick with it. Out to the outside. Madison Royal Davis enters the game, sweeps it across to Maddie Skorupski. Finds Van Schaik inside, pass intercepted by Toledo. And they go to the other side in a hurry. Open three for Goss. Just a little bit off. Offensive rebound for Toledo. Puts it back in is Mikanowicz.
Yeah, that's a mismatch right there. I mean, you can't put a guard on a forward and expect them to play decent paint defense.
The lead is back to 10, 47-37. Less than a minute and a half left to go in the quarter. And Oakland now with it. Linda Van Schaik taking it to the right side of the paint. Unable to get through, as it will be a foul on Toledo.
Yeah, Van Schaik's got to make these free throws right now. Get Oakland back in the game, because you got to make up the difference that Toledo's set by the number of free throws that they've made and taken.
Yeah, looking again at the numbers here, Oakland's only taken 8 so far, none in the third quarter so far, it looks like. But Toledo taken 21 attempts from the line, made 17 of them, and that's been a massive difference in this game so far. But this is Van Schaik's chance to cut into that. First shot is up. First shot rattles out. There's an impressive Toledo crowd here at the arena. They're making their presence known, especially at the few opportunities Oakland has had at the free throw line. Van Schaik gets ready for her second free throw. Shot is up. Shot is good. Score now 47-38. A minute 15 to go in the quarter. Wired has it. Taking her time with the offense. We'll give it to Renaud. In the paint is Cook. Can she get the shot up? Just rattles out. Linda Van Schaik had her back.
Exactly. She got lucky there.
Van Schaik with it. Gives it to Alexis Johnson. Johnson picks up the dribble, gives it to Markiah McCormick for three. Off the heel. Who can rebound it? It's Goss for Toledo.
And another foul there. These fouls are starting to really, really take on a different life for the Toledo Rockets right now.
This will be the 22nd and 23rd free throws taken, this time by Goss.
It has been an insane the number of free throws that Toledo has taken.
Kiara Goss leads the floor in scoring with 13 and a chance to increase it. Shot is up. Shot is good. Score 48-38. Lead is back up to 10 with 45 seconds left to go in the quarter.
Well, you're seeing Toledo, ever since I'm so sorry. Ever since
Second one's
Quenisha Lockett went down with the injury, they've been able to recuperate, and yeah, I mean, an 11-point lead is pretty solid.
There'll be 2 more possessions in the half here. Oakland now with it. Linda Van Schaik looking for an open pass. We'll find Alexis Johnson at the top. Now to the close wing is Kennedy Montu. Montu in the paint, dribbling around, right side, layup just rolls out.
Now these highly contested shots are forcing Oakland to take bad ones and really causing Oakland some grief right now.
The bounce pass in the paint will be intercepted by Oakland, but will be knocked out of bounds to return to Toledo. 14 seconds left in the quarter here. Toledo up 49-38 over the Golden Grizzlies, their largest lead of the night. Pass over to Renat. Layup is no good. Golden Grizzlies got 10 seconds, less than World Davis. Linda Van Schaik for 3, just a little too strong. Alexis Johnson acrobatically gets another attempt. Couldn't get it to go through, and that will be the end of the quarter. 49-38, Toledo's pouring it on. So far, with 1 quarter left to play.
Yeah, and free throws aside, Oakland just hasn't gotten good shot selection in this third quarter, and they just haven't had that density of shots that they had earlier. We talked a lot about efficiency and effectiveness. They just haven't had the volume to make up for their lack of efficiency from the floor.
Yeah, we've seen Oakland's offense. It's been a lot of start and stop. Pass it to somebody that's moving, they pick up the dribble. It's just there's not a lot of fluidity with the offense so far.
Yeah.
And it's really been making itself known, at least in the second half here.
And when we talked to Coach Davis, she said that just continuing to get good passing lanes was going to keep Alexis Johnson in the game, and she had a crazy good first half. They just haven't been able to get the passing lanes going and take away the most efficient scorer and take away the offense.
And we saw Oakland come back against Central Michigan, down by 20 in the third quarter. They're now down by 11. We'll see what happens in the fourth quarter on WXOU Sports. We'll take a break for the final 10 minutes of this game. Toledo up by 11, 49-38. Welcome back, everybody, to WXOU Sports for women's basketball. Oakland entering the fourth quarter now, down by 11 to the Toledo Rockets, 49-38. And Toledo will start with possession.
And Oakland just hasn't gotten good shot selection. They just need to get better with their offensive series and just making the most of their ball time.
Toledo has it in the paint now as Cook kicks it out to the 3, and it sweeps its way all the way around to the opposite corner. We'll bring it back up to Wired. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Wired falls down. A travel call is demanded by Deanna Richard. Couldn't get it. And Toledo increases the lead, 51-38. Markiah McCormick with it, now to Alexis Johnson. Quarles Daniels with it, will sweep around, looking for the paint against Cook. Step away, jumper is good for Quarles Daniels.
And we need to see more of this kind of Brooke Quarles Daniels here. We haven't really seen it a whole lot this game.
Rockets back with it, far sideline. Renat passes bobbled, but maintains possession. Nancy Earl Davis had a hand on it, but Rockets was able to keep it. Renat for 3, buries it, and extends this lead now to 14, 54-40.
Had the one-on-one with Alexis Johnston and close out in time and gave Renat way too much space to work with.
Markiah McCormick, top of the key. Now over to Linda Van Schaik, near wing. For 3, just a little bit to the right. Rebounded by Cook, and she hands it off to Wired, who is in a hurry to get to the other side. Takes it to the far corner for 3. Shot had a hand on it, and it was short. Shot was by McConowitz. Play is blown to a stop. Cook with the foul.
And Oakland just needs to get these possessions going here. I mean, they're down 14. This is where the clock becomes a factor because you don't want to continually drain them out and force the Toledo Rockets just to waste away their possessions.
Van Schaik sweeps it around to the far side over to Markiah McCormick. will kick it out to Quarles Daniels, who cuts in herself. Euro steps from the right to the left, slicing and dicing her way to the basket.
She's now showing flashes of what made her freshman of the year last year.
Toledo with it, 54-42 is the score underneath the basket. Novoroski, an easy layup.
Yeah, again, those mismatches are just working way too well for Toledo, and Oakland has to fix that.
Quarles Daniels to Royal Davis for three. No good. Back to the Rockets. Not sure about the early three in that possession there. As Novoroski gets 2 shots at the layup, made neither of them. Before the whistle is blown, it's going to be a foul on Van Schaik.
So you saw that Oakland didn't have any personnel in the paint to get the offensive rebound. So you think that they're going to play in transition and get their defensive set early, but just leaving Novoroski wide open, that's just, I don't know what happened there.
And wouldn't you know it, more free throws for Toledo. First one is made. The Rockets are now 20-24 from the line. As Novoroski gets ready for her second. Shot is up. Shot is good for Novoroski. 58-42. Oakland moving across. Quarles Daniels with it on the far sideline. Hesitating with it, will pass it, will take it herself in the lane. Royal Davis with the offensive rebound will bring it back to Quarles Daniels. Jumper is good. Quarles Daniels heating up in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, this is the perfect time to find your groove if you're Brooke Quarles Daniels.
Pass almost stolen. And with many Golden Grizzlies looking for the steal, didn't leave much in the paint. But the layup was missed by Wired, and it gives Oakland an opportunity to cut further into this lead. Oh, that pass is intercepted. Oakland with the momentum.
It seems like it's going to be a foul on Alexis Johnson.
58-44, 6:43 in the game.
And these offensive fouls are just continuing to be bad. The offensive fouls are never good, but they're especially bad when Toledo continues to go to the line and forces you to, make decisions that you don't want to make.
And they've been good from the line, 21-25. We keep mentioning it, but that's 21 points in this game just from the free throw line. Three-pointer from Toledo's no good, rebounded by Novoroski, who puts it back in for 2. Oakland now hurries up to get to their side of offense. Van Schaik cuts to the lane and gets the and one call after her layup on the right side.
Yeah, and now it's up to Oakland to continuing to make these free throws. Linda Van Schaik's the third best free throw shooter on the team, but she's gone 2 from 6 and 0 for 4 in her other last 4 attempts, and she needs to make the...
First shot is up. First shot is good for the and one. 60-47, leads now down to 13. Toledo with it. Goss open, 2-point jumper is good for Goss, the leading scorer on the floor.
And continuing to limit Kiara Goss's minutes has got to be part of the game plan here for the Grizzlies.
McCormick with it at the top, struggling to get anything going. Loses control of the ball. Montu is there to pick it up. Quarles Daniels now with it on the close side. Spins around Novoroski, trying to get underneath the basket. It's a tough matchup. And a foul is called in Toledo.
Yeah, you knew that they were going to start to focus a little bit more on Brooke Quarles Daniels. And if she can continue to give Toledo a taste of their own medicine by drawing these fouls, that can be a way that Oakland continues to work themselves back into this game. But again, the clock is a factor. They are down 15 with little over 5:45 left to go, and it's a tall order.
Brooke Quarles Daniels will be awarded free throws in the effort as Novoroski had her third foul. First shot is up. First shot is good for Quarles Daniels.
Yeah, you're never going to doubt Brooke Quarles Daniels when she goes to the line.
62-48, 5:46 left in the game. Shot is up. Shot is good. Harj, you just had to say that, didn't you?
Well,
Rockets now have it. They're carrying it across. Wired fakes a three-point shot. Goss now takes baseline. Will retreat back up. Bounce pass in motion to Wired. And Toledo will have the ball out of bounds as a dribble was rolled off the foot of the Golden Grizzlies. Renat will take the inbound. 62-48, 5.5 to go. Wired now with it, moving around McCormick. Kicks it out to Renat, wide open at the top for three, and she buries it.
yeah, again,
And Deanna Richard ain't happy.
plenty of time to get your defense set and someone's wide open. That's a complete defensive breakdown. You can't afford that at this juncture of this game.
65-48, pass stolen almost by Renat. Montu's able to recover, fakes the handoff to Quarles Daniels, goes underneath the basket, can't get the shot up.
Another foul there.
This one will be on Wired. 65-48 with 5 exact to go. And we'll reach our immediate timeout. And Harj, there's not much time left, and there's a lot of work to do.
Absolutely, and again, the free throws have become a constant in this game. We continue to talk about them, but that's besides the point. The problem now is you need to get good offensive sets, and you haven't all of the second half. And now in the last 5 minutes, you're supposed to cook something up. You need to use this timeout so effectively. It came at a great time. You're down 17 with 5 left. You do have time, but again, it's only going to come if you're efficient with your offensive possessions. And you need to also limit Toledo's offensive possession because they have just been aggressive and they've been controlling the glass on the offensive rebound. You haven't been able to get anything going in transition. This is the perfect time to check and adjust your strategy and your scheme and try to win this game.
And looking back at Toledo's defense, in the past 2 games for their out-of-conference schedule, December 6th was home against Michigan. They held them to 46 points. They later then hosted Loyola, Maryland, held them to 35 points. So this Toledo defense is formidable, but you're right. Oakland's offense has not looked comfortable all game long, and they're going to have to be darn near perfect in this last 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, it's going to require them to be comfortable being uncomfortable, getting into their offense. And you saw flashes of Brooke Quarles-Daniels show why she was Freshman of the Year last year. But outside of that, I mean, Miriam Abizim hasn't been able to get anything going. Alexis Johnson, who was super efficient, super effective in the first half, has not gotten good looks at all in this half. And, I mean, now you're seeing the effect that Toledo's paint defense has. We saw it in the second. We saw Oakland continue to work it in the first half. But, I mean, they've shut this offense down in the paint in the second. And Oakland's going to have to adjust because what Coach Crystal was saying was it is what they're good at is matching a good paint defense's intensity. But obviously it hasn't gone their way in the second half, and they're going to have to try to change their scheme up a little bit.
And looking at the period-by-period scoring, Oakland started the first quarter up 18-13, but since then they've scored 10 points in the following 2 quarters and are currently at 10 in the fourth. Meanwhile, Toledo, after their 13-point first quarter, got 16, then 20, and now currently at 16 with half the quarter left to go.
Yeah, I mean, those 20 points in the third quarter completely doomed the Grizzlies and really made it hard for them to be able to control this game because at that point, your offense is basically shot. You need to now just continue to play. Well, now you're just playing Toledo's game, but you need to continue to work your way into feeling comfortable playing at Toledo's speed.
And we get back to the break with Kennedy Montu free throws. First one's made to make it 65-49. Second one incoming. Second one is up. Second one is good. Oakland has reached 50, and the score is reduced to 15. Toledo now with it. Renat kicks it to the corner. Swarmed by Golden Grizzlies, and a little reset at the top. McConowitz takes it to the paint, picks up the dribble, in the corner for 3. Oakland had a hand on that one, as Renat's 3-point was no good, but it stays with the Toledo Rockets. Toledo still with it. Pass to Yanaya Curry.
That's going to be a return.
Alexis Johnson will be charged with the reaching foul.
Again, they haven't been able to check and adjust their aggressiveness, and they're continuing to rack up fouls for Toledo.
McConowitz kicks it to Wired for three. Off the heel. Rebounded by McConowitz, and she puts it back in.
Yep, got lost there. So the three-point shot by Wired forced Oakland to get into the paint to get the rebound, but just didn't have enough personnel, and good lay by McConowitz.
And she'll be awarded free throws, and she'll do it in the face of the pep band. First shot is up. First shot is good. That will be a three-point play for McConowitz. 68-50 with 4:20 to go. McCormick with it at the top. Fakes a pass, gives it to Quarles Daniels. Quarles Daniels back to the basket at the right elbow, sweeps it across to McCormick. At the top, far wing is Van Schaik. She backs up, can't find any space against this Toledo defense with 5 seconds to go on the shot clock. McCormick with the baseline, shot is up, just rolls out. It was on the back, platform of the rim. It just rolled back out to the right. I've never seen one roll out like that.
Yeah, it's called back of the rim cheese, Joe.
But McCormick will be awarded free throws.
Interesting free throw set here. They have Oakland has three defenders back in the event that Toledo wants to start a fast break off of Markiah McCormick miss.
But the first one is made, 68-51, with just under 4 to go in the game here.
You can't continue to match like paint points with allowing Toledo to get 3 points.
And off the ricochet will be a Rockets foul that will return Kennedy Montu to the free throw line.
Oakland's giving the Toledo Rockets a little bit of a taste of their own medicine in this fourth quarter here.
Kennedy Montu will be getting ready for her free throws as the Golden Grizzlies are down by 17 with just under 4 to go. First one just rolls out. You can hear a pin drop in the arena, letting their home team focus. Kennedy Montu gets ready for his second. No good, rebounded by the Rockets. Wired with it, launches it over to Gauss. And that'll reset the offense for them. Renat with it against Montu. In the corner is McConowitz. Shot's no good. We'll bring it back up to Wired. Wired will move around a screen. Surrounded by Golden Grizzlies. Here's the trap. Wired able to escape it. Now goes to the paint. In the lane. Floater. No good. And rebounded by the Golden Grizzlies. Quarles Daniels will race down to the other side. Stops on a dime for a jumper. Couldn't quite make it.
Yeah, and, you know, it just hit the front of the rim. And, you know, another unlucky shot there by Oakland.
68-51, 3:19 to go. And now, wouldn't you know it, more free throws for the Toledo Rockets. This one, these set by Renard.
Just continuing to rack up.
Pep band in the back. Dance team in the front. Santa Grizz along with them as the first one is made. Yeah, if only they could play their instruments.
Yeah.
Shot is up off the heel, and there's some commotion on the outside there. Markiah McCormick will be charged with a foul on the free throw. Knocked down one of the Toledo players. Now Quarles Daniels is having a conversation with the referee. McConowitz is getting ready for more free throws. So far in this game, the Golden Grizzlies are 11 of 19 from the free throw line as they've been racking up the free throw shots themselves. But when you look at the other side, Harj, it's 28. Now it's going to be 29-30.
Yeah, we continue to say it, but the real problem has just been their inability to get out of this aggressive defensive mindset. It worked in the first half, but now Toledo's taking advantage of it, and Oakland hasn't really had a response offensively. That's kind of been the kicker in this game.
And the missed free throw was offensively rebounded by the Rockets, so they get another shot at an offensive possession. Goss with it, sweeping around to the right side, kicks it out to Renaud again for three. Just off the front as the shot clock expires. And the Golden Grizzlies are back in action, 70-51, with just under 3 to go. Alexis Johnson over to Skorupski. Skorupski backs up, gives it to Van Schaik in the far wing. Pass in the paint to Alexis Johnson. Jump shot is good. 53-70.
Yeah, that's a flash of first half Alexis Johnson for you there. And they're going to need first half Alexis Johnson and freshman of the year, Brooke Quarles-Daniels, to dig him out of this one. We said at the 5-minute mark, I think it was about 15-point deficit, that it was going to be a tall order. Now it's a 17-point deficit with 2.5 left. So, you continue to shoot yourself in the foot. You continue to give up bad offensive possessions, and you continue to give Toledo good opportunities to get buckets, and you lose three-point shooters from beyond the arc for Toledo, and they're just going to continue to get those three-pointers in chunks. On top of that, when you start to play aggressively, they go to the line because you continue to foul. It's just been a vicious cycle of things for this Oakland team, Joe.
Yeah, and the tall order just keeps getting taller as the clock winds down. Toledo will now have it. It will be Goss on the inbound. We'll give it to Wired, and Goss will have it back. She'll pick up her dribble, back to Wired, all the way across. Now in the hands of Renaud. Sweeps it across, now going to the close side. Goss has it again, Renaud. Over to Fagan. Fagan to Renaud, takes it to the paint, kicks it out. Fagan to Renaud again for three. Too much mustard. And the Golden Grizzlies in a hurry. Quarles-Daniels on the rebound. Markai McCormick fakes the three, gives it to Van Schaik. She'll cut inside. Euro step. Right side, no good. Couldn't get the offensive rebound in time before the whistle's blown, foul on Skorupski. Or rather, number 23, Macy Fagan, will give Brooke Quarles-Daniels free throws of her own. Score is 70-53. 2 minutes flat to go in the game. We thank you for tuning in to WXOU Sports. It's the first one. No good for Quarles-Daniels. First one is good. 70-53. Some confusion. I couldn't get a good view of whether Quarles-Daniels made the first one or not.
She didn't.
She did not, but the second one was made. Some confusion over on the media bench here. Meanwhile, Toledo is on offense. 1 minute, 45 to go in the game. Renaud with it. Entry pass to Goss. Refuses the layup. Passes over to Fagan as the ball is stripped away. Oakland now has it. McCormick almost loses the dribble but kicks it out to Van Schaik for three. Too much off the back iron.
Yeah, Toledo's put the lid on the rim now, and Oakland hasn't been able to get what has been in the later comings of this fourth quarter good shot opportunities, and they just haven't been going for Oakland.
Still 70-54. 1.5 to go in the game here. Brooke Quarles-Daniels will get more free throws of her own. Oakland's kind of closing the gap here in the free throws.
Yeah.
So far, this will be 22 and 23 attempts for Oakland. Looking at some of the other stats of the game, field goal percentage. Toledo's almost 43% from the field. Oakland just 33. And from three, the Rockets are only 23.5. Oakland not up by much, but 27.3 from three. You like both of them to be a little bit better.
And it looks like we're going to get free throws for the Toledo Rockets now, too.
Called on Markai McCormick during those free throws. And we'll look for substitutions. Cadence Dykstra will enter the game for the Rockets.
Yeah, and this is pretty much locked and loaded as a Toledo win here, Joe. 15-point deficit with a minute and a half. It's not really surmountable.
Fagan will take her first free throw shot. First one's made. 71-55. 1:28 on the clock here. Let me tell you about some of the sports shows we got here on WXOU. Mondays at 2 o'clock is the Blue Ski Mask Show, hosted by Oakland Post's own Brock Heelig and Kirk Szymanski for all news and updates, analysis, and everything you need for the Detroit Lions and the Detroit Pistons. Mondays at 2 p.m. on WXOU for the Blue Ski Mask Show. As Oakland on the offensive possession, Skorupski went to the cup, was knocked down, but was fouled by number 24, Curry. And that's going to give Skorupski a couple of free throws herself. 1:18 on the clock, and the clock is winding down slowly. Shot is up. Shot is good for Skorupski, the former Spartan.
Oakland's facing the Spartans tomorrow night on national television. Big Ten Network's airing that game, so WXOU will be on the radio, and if you can't listen to WXOU, just go to the Big Ten Network. Not
That's
advertising that. WXOU is your first option here.
Absolutely. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Oakland University travels to Michigan State for men's basketball. Another edition in the famous rivalry between the Spartans and the Golden Grizzlies at the Breslin Center. We'll have the call for you on WXOU. Be sure to tune in, 7 o'clock tomorrow night.
And this may very well be the game that Oakland could win because, Michigan State's played not their best basketball, and Oakland's, risen up to challenges in the Big Ten with Ohio State and Illinois. They knocked off Xavier on a Monday night. They had a good start to the Horizon League. I mean, you can't overcome Purdue Fort Wayne's 98-point performance, but, could this be the year, Joe?
I think this is one of Oakland's best shots they've had in quite a while for men's basketball at Michigan State, as a three-pointer is made by Maddie Skorupski. 72-60, 45 seconds and counting to go in the game. Dykstra against Skorupski. That's going to be more to the free throw line. Looking back to tomorrow night's broadcast at Michigan State, we were there last year where Oakland was able to hang it pretty close in the first half against Michigan State before the second half was a bit of a collapse for the men's team. But like you were saying, Harj, Michigan State's been on a bit of a downswing. Oakland's been on an upswing in terms of overall in the program. So be sure to tune in. It's going to be an exciting matchup, especially with Michigan State coming off of their game against Baylor. A great performance, but it was just Saturday night, and they got to turn around and play again on now Monday night. So it's going to be a very interesting matchup.
Yeah, and we were talking about before the break, this is a mirror image of what happened last year where Oakland had a slew of games before the MSU game. Meanwhile, the MSU Spartans had about a week off, and their only focus in that week was Oakland. And to only come out with a 16-point win was not their best effort.
After a couple free throws made by the Rockets, Maddie Skorupski takes it to the other side to get the layup. Now making it 74-62. 23 seconds to go. Oakland's looking to foul the Rockets. Ball's knocked out of bounds by Quarles Daniels against Curry. That'll be inbound for Toledo. It's Renat against Skorupski. They'll take it to Dykstra. 15 seconds left to go. Quarles Daniels looking for the foul there. They're not calling it until now. 8.7 seconds left to go in the game. And that's going to be Renat set to the free throw line. Or what's going to be Toledo's 35th and 36th free throw attempt, Harj.
Yep.
First one's made, 75-62. Second one coming up. Shot is up. Shot is good for 76-62. Oakland letting it roll out of bounds. Quarles Daniels hurried to pick it up. Clock is ticking. Just about one more possession to go. Right-handed layup from the left side will be an and one for Brooke Quarles Daniels.
I think at this juncture, you're satisfied not happy but satisfied with cutting the lead down to single digits, which I think what Oakland's trying to do now.
First shot is up. First shot in the end one is good for Brooke Quarles-Daniels, 76-65. 3 seconds to go here against Goss. And Markiah McCormick playing two-hand touch against Goss will give them more free throws. And judging by the reaction of their teammates, there's 0.8 seconds left in the game, and Toledo will get more free throws. Looked like a bit of a blunder. Team's kind of laughing it off a little bit. 76-65 was almost the final score. And the Toledo flags are flying in the stands here at the OU Credit Union Arena, as the team and the crowd has traveled well all the way down I-75.
Yeah, it's not an awfully long distance between here and Toledo, and you would hope to see some fans here to come out and support their Rockets in a very pivotal away game.
And that away game will result in a 78-65 loss for Oakland University to the Toledo Rockets.
Yeah, just overall, I think this was probably the best offense that the Toledo Rockets have seen in their last 3 games, but I think when you take a look at it, they were able to turn on the offensive jets, and that mixed with their free throws just completely doomed the Grizzlies overall.
And for the total amount of free throws attempts, we've been talking about it all game long, but to give you a final calculation, Toledo had 38 attempts, Oakland had 26, for a total of 64 free throw attempts for this game. My, oh my. But be sure to tune in Thursday night as women's basketball is back in the arena against against Miami of Ohio.
Miami of Ohio.
They'll take on the Red Hawks here in the OU Credit Union Arena. We'll have the call for you on WXOU. It'll be me riding solo for you guys. So be sure to tune in then. And also make sure to tune in Monday night for the men's team as they take on the Michigan State Spartans in the Breslin Center. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. From Giovanni Moceri, Harjun, Buttar, and Logan Pizzurro in the studio, we thank you for tuning in for women's basketball. Once again, the final score, 78-65. Toledo wins. Thank you, everybody, and have a...
This has been a WXOU production.
WXOU.